welcome to another session of Maxi Show. Thank you for always being here. So today I'm privileged and I'm so happy to have one lady. She's a phenomenal lady. We get to know her during the campaign period. She was able to go beyond our expectation, right? And I'm so happy to have her today. And thank you so much, Ms. Justina.
Thank you, Maxi.
For being with us.
Thank you.
So I just want us to talk about some few things. And you've been able to be in some few interviews, in a lot of interviews, right? And you got into the campaigns pretty this season. In 2017, you actually wanted to vie as an MP, right?
Yes, in Mavoko.
And in Mavoko. And this season, we've seen an uprise of women leaders in terms of, we have one deputy president who actually vied for Azimio, and then you were there. How was the experience for you overall?
It shows that our democracy has grown.
Yes.
Women are now being recognized as a part of the development agenda of the country.
Okay.
So the experience was good. However, towards the end, there's a question I posed to Kenyans.
Okay.
Because I would see Kenyans joking. They'd say Martha Karua brought vitenges.
Okay.
Ruth underperformed, and Justina was outshining the boss.
Yes.
So I asked them, Kenyans, do you think you don't? I think you don't appreciate women in Kenya because we are three diverse and different types of women.
Yes.
None of us appealed to you.
Yes.
That was the question I posed to Kenyans.
Yes.
And I'm still waiting for them to give us feedback on that.
Okay. And the aspect of outshining your master.
Yes.
You know, sometimes you're just smart. I consider you being smart. Because when you came for the debate, during the debate, you are actually very eloquent. You were able to grasp and explain ideas. As per your own word, I think you came and explained more about the manifesto. According to some few youths, some few guys, there were maybe the fact that brought them to Azimio was the reggae factor.
Yes.
Was the bang factor, for lack of a better word. But you came, you explained the concept. But now, as humans, they're saying now you are shining the master. What's your concept on that?
I wanted Kenyans to give me an instance where I outshined my boss.
Yes.
Because if it was the debate, I didn't attend the presidential debate.
Okay.
I attended the deputy president's debate.
Yeah.
That was my role, and it was what was expected to do.
Okay.
Besides, I needed to also clear the air.
Okay.
I'm a woman, I'm a mother, and many women were not happy with me.
Okay.
Given the fact you were advocating for legalization of marijuana.
Okay.
So I came out for the women, for my parents who we were at loggerheads with them because of marijuana.
Okay.
So I would like Kenyans to give me an instance where I outshined my boss.
You outshined your boss.
But a leader who is strategic should adopt the win-win approach to it.
Okay.
As long as my deputy is doing well, we are doing well, and the party will win.
Yes. And actually, what prompted you? You applied for the position to be the deputy. What actually prompted you to, I want to go for this position? What was the initial?
In 2017, Gwada Ogot was advocating for legalization of marijuana. 2019, the late Ken Okoth was hoping we would do it for medicinal marijuana.
Okay.
And then now here was a political party, Roots Party, which was also advocating for the same.
Okay.
So to me, we were scaling up the conversation from individuals to a political party.
Yes.
That was interesting because I'd seen Professor advocating for marijuana, albeit it came off like it was for consumption.
Yes.
So I knew we'd come in and, get a middle ground for it.
Yes.
So that is what pushed me to apply for it. However, I was still asking around. I even asked my husband, what do you think about it? Is it viable? And given he was from the diaspora, he told me, yeah, it makes sense here. So that is why I decided to apply and see how it goes.
And when you gave your husband the first idea, I want to buy, or your friends, what were the initial reaction? Did they support you? Were they like, wow, will you be able to do it? What was the initial reaction?
My husband and I met in politics.
Okay.
I was running for MP Mavoko. I was running for an MCA position in Mavoko constituency.
Yes.
So he knows I love politics.
Okay.
So the time I told him, he was very happy, he was encouraged. He even encouraged me and told me, why not, go for it.
Go for it.
Because even if I work for him, we are into building and supply of building materials and excavation.
Yes.
He sees that my heart is in public service
Yes.
and politics. So he
Yes.
encouraged me.
Yes.
And then also for my friends who know that I'd ran for Mavoko, they were like, that is your space, go for it. So they were very encouraged, including my parents.
Yes.
But the challenge came in about the legalization of
The
marijuana.
Yeah.
It has been a difficult process for me.
Okay.
Yes.
And did it meet your expectation?
It did until my party leader started supporting Azimio.
Yes.
Given we were a party on our own, we were not a coalition,
Yes.
we were not an alliance.
Yes.
So I was upbeat until the moment he started supporting Azimio.
And at that time, there was a time I was watching, you were saying that you're going to Kisumu, and then maybe you hinted Azimio or something like that. Did you have a preference? Maybe you didn't say it loud, but did you have a preference? You'd be like, if I were to choose, which party would you have chosen?
At the time, I saw it as strategy.
Okay.
Because of course you wouldn't expect to get 100% votes from Kisumu.
Okay.
So I felt it was tactical.
Yes.
Because given the volatile nature.
Yes.
But we had not discussed about Azimio at that point.
Yes.
So for me, I thought it was a tactical strategy.
Yes.
But later when he went on to speak about it, for me, my preference became Kenya Kwanza.
Yes.
Because when I look at the age of the president-elect, the deputy president-elect, they are closer to the youth.
Yes.
In terms of age.
Yes.
Number two, in terms of their manifesto.
Yes.
Bottom-up links with economic upstream, what you are focusing on in Roots Party.
Yes.
So my preference was informed by the age and the manifesto.
Yes.
Yes.
And if you were to get into maybe Kenya Kwanza, they had their own manifestos, they did the county and all that. As Roots Party, do you think your manifesto on this other side could merge? Could get to a point where they would be able to merge?
The beauty of it is that they've given ideas about even, the Mama Mboga, the Boda Boda. Ours would come in terms of spurring up agriculture.
Yes.
If I'm allowed.
Yes.
But if I get a job, you go and do what you're supposed to do. But there's something called influencing.
Yes.
You can give this idea and see. You can pitch the idea, try and influence them, the leadership, and show them the impact and the benefit of it. So that is something I'll try and do.
And I saw a recent tweet. You congratulated the president-elect.
2 times.
2 times. And you said, ukweli, like say your truth. And the truth is, you want a job.
For a job, yes.
If it gives you a chance, or you get a chance to work with the current government, which role do you think would best fit you, and what would you do?
Okay, actually they have now advertised PS position. I'm still working on my CV. So a PS position, because remember you are the AIE holder.
Yeah.
My background in procurement has taught me the efficiency and effectiveness of spending public money.
Yes.
So I think as a PS position would do. Ideally agriculture would also do. I want our children to go back to the 4K clubs we had in primary, where you buy a card at 50 shillings and you're so proud that you have rabbits in your school compound and you're feeding them.
Yes.
In simple terms, that is the vision I would have for agriculture.
For agriculture.
Yes.
But which manifesto on the in your party, the Roots Party, which manifesto did you feel like this is mine, this is something I would actually actualize it? In
our own manifesto.
In your own manifesto.
When we look at, for me, marijuana, I would say number one. Despite the fact my former party leader started about it, his approach looked more on terms of consumption.
Yes.
I came in with the different strains of THC and CBD to show the difference.
Yes.
The snake farming, given the fact that 3 people die weekly from snake bites, and we import antivenom from South Africa and India.
Yes.
And a vial of antivenom goes for 13,500. If you're bitten by a snake, you need between 5 to 10 antivenoms, or a vial of antivenom.
Yes.
That is 135,000. So how about we scale it up? There's a snake research by the government on Ngong Road. They are doing it, but I think we need to scale it up. Open it up as an opportunity or another income generating activity. Kenyans can be guided by KWS how to rear the snakes, and then the collection of antivenom. We make our own antivenom, which we can use locally because snake bites are real, and something also we can export. Because for me, my focus is exportation, and a country that exports stuff.
Yes, and in Kenya, in these dry areas, like where I come from, there are a lot of snakes. don't you think that is one good idea actually that I do support? Can it be able to be done locally, maybe using the available resources
Where the local, in a locality?
in maybe in Kenya? We can set it up in Kenya. Is there
It
one in
can.
Kenya?
No, for commercial, the ones who have, it's those big businessmen in Mombasa, they
Yes.
have it.
Yep.
Where we are sitting, the owner had actually allocated like 3 acres for that.
Yes.
He's trying to get a license for it.
Yes.
But once KWS, what they usually do, when you go, already there's a law
Yes.
in place,
Yes.
Wildlife Conservation Act 2013.
Yes.
You express interest,
Yes.
they come to your premises and look at how you they teach you how to do it.
Yes.
Then they can recommend the snakes to buy.
Yes.
And then they give you a license
Yes.
and what to feed the snake. They teach you so much,
Yes.
there's so much teaching and education.
Yes.
So it can be done locally.
Yeah.
And also when you look at industrial hemp,
Yes.
it grows, it's versatile and it's resilient.
Yes.
It grows even in dry areas.
Yes.
So it can be used in terms of sustainability
Yes.
and making use of our dry land in areas where other stuff doesn't grow like maize.
Yes.
We can make use of that land.
Yes.
Yes.
That's good. So I want to get back into focus on women
Yes.
in the politics. So as a lady, as a first-time deputy presidential lady in the political party, and as outspoken as you are, as firm as you are, as giving your ideas as they are, did you ever feel in one point or another that you're underestimated? Some people maybe don't like take your views seriously, women in power and male chauvinism, for lack of a better word.
The men in politics who interacted with, and I'm telling you, it means even the ones who are more, how do I say, brutal, the ones who are seen to don't care about people and their feelings. Once I sat down with them, they told me, Justina, one thing I would like you to improve on is messaging.
Yes.
And that is when I started becoming more serious in terms of industrial hemp, and because they told me, your party leader can get off saying smoking,
yes.
but you as a woman, and these are men who
yes,
be in
yes.
politics,
yes.
you as a woman, you can't get off. So can you come up with ideas, create your messaging? They advised me. So in terms of the men in politics, they were very, very supportive,
yeah.
and they loved the idea.
Yes.
But now come the men who are not in politics.
Yes.
And I'm sure many are the men who didn't vote,
yes.
or I don't know which side they were supporting.
Yes.
Do you know the men there, if you look at my social media, they really abuse me. I don't know why.
Yes.
They attack me. So one thing I learned,
yes.
I also saw they used to take a screenshot. When Martha Karua blocks them, someone puts it like a badge of honor. She has blocked me.
Yeah.
Then I saw when the president-elect his election was upheld,
yes.
someone said, no, it is our role to kick him out of Twitter.
Yes.
So when I looked at Kenyans, I realized Kenyans love attacking people.
Yes.
So I said I won't be reading comments on social media,
yes.
which is a disadvantage because, again, they made the outgoing president leave social media.
Yes.
Then again, now here we are, they are saying that the incoming president is going to be thrown out. So
yes.
how are you going to give feedback?
Yes.
Remember, MPs are not on the ground all the time.
Yes.
So how will you give government feedback if you're trying to throw out a president from social media?
Yes.
So for me, I'm thinking the ones in politics understand what is happening, but the ones who are not, including, and then there are also some women who are saying, oh, unajipendekeza, you're trying to show off. But I feel it's part of democracy. Everyone has a right to say what they want.
Yes.
Yes.
And the Kenyans on Twitter, some people tweet and say that we are the official opposition party.
Yes.
We don't have an opposition in Kenya.
Yes.
And sometimes, Twitter is ruthless most of the time, not considering what the other person feels. You might be coming off from a genuine point of view, and then they don't care. What they see, what your mind conceives is what you actually. So what's your stand on Kenyans on Twitter?
What I'll tell Kenyans on Twitter is that the most important thing, whether you're in opposition or whoever you are in government, you are unofficially in opposition. This is our country.
Yes.
We need to push agendas that are adding value to this country.
Yes.
You can criticize all you want, but don't go personal. Can you criticize on ideas, ideology, and start saying the money here is not being used well? Question leadership, but don't go below the belt,
yes.
so to speak.
Yes.
And it's funny how most of the time people look below the neck. If you're a woman,
yes.
you're trying to push agendas to show that your head has something.
Yes.
But people are looking at you. Are you married? Your past?
Yes.
I saw someone abused me. He wrote, you're an M. That one started an M and ends with an A.
Uh-huh.
So I was wondering, okay, how does this person know me that as in if he's told, come and explain to us how she's that,
Yes.
can he give information?
Yes.
So I hope Kenyans will grow in terms of democracy and realize this is our country.
Yes.
Your ideas matter,
Yes.
not your abuses.
Yes. And going back to maybe labeling you by your husband and all that, we have some in the recent general elections, we had some very successful ladies. For instance, Chocho, who's unmarried.
Yes.
First of all,
Yes.
she's a youth. She's barely 25 and she's unmarried. Do you think as a country or as people in the African, we are maybe appreciating some things and disregarding some things that don't make sense?
In fact, the region Toto comes from, I appreciate them because I've seen they have very young leaders.
Yes.
So that is a community that is visionary.
Yes.
And I'm happy also my community are embracing the same.
Yes.
We've learned from Toto's community.
Yes.
They have realized that the future belongs to the younger generation.
Yes. Yes.
They have more information. They're going to drive us forward.
Yes.
And I always give this example. Of course, my parents can advise me in terms of how to live. But most of the information about the future and the latest trends, I'm the one who has the information.
Yes, yes.
So if I'm given an opportunity
Yes.
to lead this country, I'll be leading my generation, my parents' generation in the right direction.
Yes.
Yes.
And as a youth, I realized that we have like a void in youth. Most youths don't know what is happening, especially things to do with their MPs, things to do with their governors. Maybe they only know the president. And most of the youths maybe actually, for lack of a better word, they maybe some of them allied to Roots Party, supported Roots Party because of the marijuana mentality, because of the Roots Party, you know, it brought them together. And in one way or another, it's a good thing, but there's a void with youths. They don't understand. Most of them don't even know what's going on in the country, you know, and with prices of commodities going up, everything going up, you know, we should be able to be in a society where we know what's going on. We can be able to discuss what's going on. And we are the youth, we are the ones who are leading, and we have a youth leadership right now. I think more than 50%. So what should we do? What as a society?
The youth right now, the ones we have in this country, are the ones who are called millennials, which I am, 35-year-olds and
Yes.
the 40s.
Yes.
And then you have the Generation Z, the guys born from 1997.
Yes.
These are people who, they tell their parents, no, there's no employment, buy me a camera, I want to go into content creation.
Yes.
They think that, of course, they have invested in stuff like cameras, networks,
Yes.
YouTube networks, you know,
Yes,
they have
yes.
very many likes. But they think that they're okay.
Yes.
But they need to realize that as much as you're doing your own thing, leadership, your vote matters.
Yes.
Because if we end up having bad leaders,
Yes.
what if there comes a leader who says there is no social media, there is
Yeah.
no YouTube in Kenya, what will you do?
What should you do?
So the youth have to realize that it's very important to vote, especially
Yes.
this from 97-year-olds, the ones who are born in 97.
Yes.
They feel like they're singing their own songs, they're on YouTube, they're trending #1. But what if one day a leader comes in and says there's no social media?
Yes.
Like North Korea, it has happened.
Yes. Yes.
So they need to realize, one, voting is important.
Yes.
Following what is happening is important.
Yes.
And that is why I was making a proposal.
Yes.
The people who finish Form 4 going forward should be given 3 documents, a voter's card, an ID card, and a KRA pin.
Yes.
Then going forward, the children in school, let us return the loyalty pledge.
Yes.
After the national anthem, let's have the loyalty pledge.
Yes.
Let's even bring back the scouts, the brownies, the girl guides. You know what you used to see in primary school?
Yes.
Everyone wanted to do it. You wanted to hoist the flag as a patriotic duty when you're a child.
Yes.
When we go simple in these things, it will make so much sense for even the child who's growing, that once I grow up to be an active citizen, I need to vote, I need to pay taxes, I need to be registered.
Yes.
And then also media, and even you, because you're also media by yourself,
Yeah.
instill this thing of having the patriotic songs by Mwalimu Wesonga, you know.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, every morning they used to have this song for Maroon Commandos. You know, Amka Kumekucha, that song.
Okay.
So if those songs are played all the time, people will start feeling they are proud to be Kenyans. But as it is, Kenya, the youth are feeling it's not important. But they have to realize, if one day a leader comes in and says there is no social media, they lose out.
Don't you think as Kenyans we should improve on our songs? You remember before Chebukati announced to the president, there was we were given choirs. We had choirs for the next, I don't know, 4 hours or 5 hours. But generation has changed. we are the millennials, we are the Generation Z. These songs were sung in the 1970s, 1960s, before even me and you were even born.
True.
Don't you think we should maybe change a bit?
We should. Actually, I've seen a song by there's a new song that was sung the other day. Tunaweza. Is this, what's her name? Iadi and those guys.
Okay.
So the songs are doing well, and actually, if it's creatives, government needs to also go into embarking, support the creatives who are singing patriotic songs, and not just patriotic songs, support creatives, but also show them that they can do songs that are aligned to what government is doing, structure of government, organization and function. You know, the way Mwalimu song are sung and enlightened us, they can also do it in our own way, or the youth way, so that the youth can also relate to patriotism.
So the content should be educative.
Yes, it should.
Basically.
Even music, is it back in the curriculum? I don't know. Have they returned music in the CBC?
I'm not sure.
But
I'm not sure.
That is something else they can do. If it's not there.
Okay. So I want to go on one point you actually touched on during the debates. You said politics is a return on investment, and I think everywhere in Kenya we associate politics with money, especially during the political season. Like, as a person, there's some people, they don't even want to hear your manifesto. They don't want to hear what you're going to bring them. Me, I'll give you a vote if you give me my money. You give me 100 shillings. You give me 200 shillings, which at the end of the day actually doesn't help you as a person. And politicians do this so that they give out money, which at the end of the day, they'll come and get back the money. And that will that brings the circuit of corruption, takes it round and round and round and round. Do you think as a society we are the ones who are actually encouraging it as a people, or what is the root cause of all this?
We are encouraging bad leadership because we expect a return money to vote.
Yes.
But again, I think government needs to partner with Kenyans so that politics is no longer seen as lucrative.
Yes.
Politics should be seen as a service, public service.
Yes.
So when these leaders come in, let them vote. You listen to the ideology, and then you vote for them on matters ideology.
Yes. So what has been your biggest challenge so far?
Challenge?
Yes.
Wow. People misunderstanding me.
Yes.
One, my parents.
Yes.
And their friends, they were not happy about marijuana.
Yes.
It has been a very difficult time for me in terms of family.
Yes.
And then also Kenyans do not understand that when a woman is looking for a job, you have to be 10 times more vocal than the men.
Yes.
So until Kenyans understand that, you are the same ones who tell us when there's an accident and the reporter is asking, "Yini alijiri?" You start saying, "Dereva alikuwa anaendesha vibaya." Then Kenyans are like, "Why didn't you talk?"
Yes.
You should have told the driver to drive carefully.
Yes.
So when me in politics I'm outspoken, where am I being judged?
Yes.
So that is one of the challenges I face.
Yes.
Yes.
And did you return the cars and the that you were told?
In fact, it was for me, I felt disrespected as a woman, as a married woman.
Yes.
Because my husband has always been on the campaign trail with me.
Yes.
We've always used my husband's car.
Yes.
I have never moved out from where I live.
Yes.
My neighbors see me.
Yeah.
So I felt disrespected, and I thought that comment was skewed to paint me in bad light.
Yes.
And that is why I was not happy about it.
Yes.
Considering that letter came after someone had abused me the MA word.
Yes.
So I wasn't happy.
Yes.
So there was no car to return, neither was there a house to return.
Yes. Do you think as ladies, as women in politics, you know, there's this notion in a relationship, let's say this is also a relationship, a political one, that when you break up with someone or when you have bad terms and you're over, they're like, return this, return, you know, and they never even gave it to you. What's your idea of that?
I think men try to paint women in bad light.
Yes.
That is one thing I realized. But
yes.
I tell women, kaa ngumu, haijalishi, whatever they say, even then they have their own weaknesses.
Yes.
I mean, Obama was told he was a pothead. He performed so well when he got into the White House.
Yes.
So kaa ngumu, whatever they say, waendelea.
So with the Twitter and the recent tweets you've been making, so tunaendelea.
Aye, soldiering on.
Okay.
Yes.
So your future political plans?
I'm hoping to apply for a job. That I won't talk much because you're told not to canvass.
Yes.
But I would like the youth, the future generation of youth, to look into voting.
Yes.
But the only way it can be made possible is having institutions or an institution that merges processes.
Yes.
Registration of ID, voters card and KRA.
Yes.
Can it be one thing, one document, one whatever, one one session of application.
Yes.
So that we cut on that.
Yes.
And then also lobbying for MPs will not employ everyone who voted for them. They will
Yes.
not employ drivers, secretaries. There are so many youth who have been left out, so many women and men who voted and have no job. How can we make these youth or women or men feel that they voted? Is one, lowering the cost of taxes, paying off the debt, making them productive by using what we have, land, arable land. In addition to what government owns, Kenyans also have land that is idle, that they're not making use of.
Yeah.
For those who have coffee, tea, maize, how do we make the prices lucrative so that farming is no longer seen as an old guy's thing, it's seen as a youth thing? Because the average age of a farmer in Kenya is 60 years.
Yeah.
That means what about the 35-year-old, the 18-year-old? They need to see that agriculture is lucrative.
Yeah.
So those are things I'll be lobbying for and advocating for.
Yes. And in spite of all this, we've seen you've gone for campaigns, you've done it. Is it as straightforward as we see it on screen?
No, it's not as straightforward. There's more behind the scenes. One, we lacked mobilization. You never used to see many people wearing roots, t-shirts and branding. So there's so much that happens behind the scenes that makes campaigns expensive. But at the end of it all, converting support to votes, that's leadership.
And for you, did you ever feel like pulling out at one point?
Yes, especially the Azimio case, because for me, I have no problem with Azimio, but I do not like to be painted like I'm a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Once I choose this path, we have agreed. Even Amos 3 says, you agree and move together. So once I've agreed on this direction, and then I'm being taken to another direction, no explanation whatsoever, that was what annoyed me. Because remember, I'm only 35 years.
Yes.
The Bible says we live for 70 years.
Yes.
So I'll have 35 years of clearing my name. That is where I had to speak. So at that point, I felt like pulling out.
Yeah.
But I remembered the other Kenyans who support us, the other Kenyans who believed in the dream, and I stayed there.
Will you one day vie to be a president?
That is, look, let me say this on record so that you can show me this in the next 20 years. Yes, why not?
Yes, why not?
There's space for women.
Amen to that.
Yes, amen.
I think you're going to close on that.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you so much, Max.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
I do wish you all the best.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for being with us, and thank you for watching. So I hope you get inspired. I hope you get to do all that you want to do, and I'll appreciate your support. So please don't forget to like, to subscribe, and also to share. So see you on the next episode. Thank you.